first game of pre-season. Looked a very good run out against a very competitive Bashley side, and even the weather turned out nasty for you.
Yeah, you don't expect to turn up to your first pre-season friendly and have an absolute downpour. But no, good. I suppose all added to it a little bit. But yeah, firstly, like you said, on Bashley, very competitive, good players we know quite well, quite a few of them. So we knew it was going to be a good test. They played some good stuff at times. And a very evenly fought game, I thought. So, but no, we're pleased. It's the first friendly. So a lot of things obviously to work on, but as a first run out, we're quite pleased. We are quite pleased, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. What parts of the game and the performance were you most pleased with?
I thought first and foremost, you always, it's very early days in pre-season, but I thought we looked quite fit, quite sharp, which was good. Most of the boys, unfortunately, we had a few pull out tonight, so 3 of them had to do 90 minutes, which is not what we wanted. We didn't really want anything more than 60 minutes. 45 would have been ideal. But three of them have sort of have gone through the 90, which, like I said, is not ideal, but it had to happen tonight. So we've been mindful of those boys. But yeah, our fitness levels look good. We look sharp when we changed it, and the players came on. Again, I thought that added something else to us, which was good. But everyone, a lot of young lads out there, a lot of young boys, quite a few trialists that have given a really good account of themselves. So a pleasing night, but what we expected, to be honest, about where we are. We've had 3 sessions, so we didn't really expect anything more than that. But it was good for a first game.
Yeah, definitely. Picking up on some of the trialists, some of their performances stood out today.
Good, and a lot of young lads as well. They are young lads. You're talking 17, 18, a few of them. So we were pleased. We were pleased with the information they took on board, what they tried to implement. We tried things as well. Don't know if many people possibly picked up on that, but there was different tweaks to formations, different things we were trying. And like I said, we've only had probably 2 sessions to really work on stuff. So no, we were pleased that they took the information on board. And yeah, overall a very good night to start with.
Yeah, particularly when you go behind as well, it gives an extra test for the boys, and the lads who came on had to deal with that, didn't they?
It does, yeah. I mean, it's an old cliche, isn't it? But we weren't too concerned about results. We're looking at performances. We're looking at getting minutes into people, making sure everyone comes through unscathed, which they have. So that's the main thing for us. But again, like you said, it's good habits, shows a little bit of character, and yeah, we're really pleased.
We talk a lot about Olaf Casella, don't we? But for good reason. 2 excellent finishes today.
Yeah, I mean he was chomping into the bit. Olaf, we made a point of only giving him 30 minutes. We know he has been out obviously with his injury. Trained really well. Picked up a little bit of a tweak this week in training. So although he declared himself fit and everyone could see that he was fit, we thought 30 minutes was just about right for him. But took his goals well, and I thought they looked a real threat up front. Himself, Leighton and Shaq, as a 3, they looked a real threat. So I was pleased with that. But there was good performances all over the pitch, from Lloydie right the way through the midfield, right the way through the back 4, back 3. So no, we were delighted.
Yeah, just a final point on today's game. You mentioned that front 3 there, potentially looking ahead to the start of the season. That's a very potent combination up front, isn't it? It
is. But we've got other players that can add to that. Glenn's also alluded. We are looking to bring in other players as well. Everyone involved in the squad today has done themselves, a world of good and a stake to claim. But we're always looking to strengthen, and we will be ruthless this year. And we have to be like that. So it's not just a second half 30 minutes against Bashley in a pre-season friendly. This has to continue, and we have to step up our levels, which I'm sure we will, because it's very early days yet. But Saturday is obviously a really hard test, so there'll be a few tired legs after tonight. We'll train Thursday, but a good start.
Mm-hmm. Before we get on to Saturday, any new additions planned before the weekend?
We're working on a few. We're working on 1 or 2 that we might get some answers on in time for Saturday. But have to see on that. We'll have to see on that. We'll also hopefully welcome a couple back. I think Lewis Waterfield might be back, but again, Lewis got an injury towards the end of the season, so he's been away. So we'll have to assess that. Obviously, Callum Buckers was missing tonight, so he should be back for Saturday. I'm trying to think of who else. That might be it in time for Saturday. Jack, another trialist that we've got coming in that was picked up a little bit of a knock. He might be available for Saturday as well. So, yeah, should be okay.
Okay, looking ahead to Saturday then. Obviously, Western and side you know very, very well from last season, and undoubtedly a step up from Bashley. Yeah,
no disrespect for Bashley. I thought Bashley were excellent. I thought they moved the ball really well at times, and like I said, they've got a lot of players that have played at a very good level of football, players that we know well. So I was impressed with them. But Western, I think I can remember doing interviews with you last season, and I said they're the best team I've seen at the level we were at, and no doubt they've strengthened, and they'll be even more stronger for this season in the Conference South. So yeah, it's going to be a test. But again, good people we know well up there, good players. So. Yeah, and that's what a lot of these young lads want to be testing themselves against, or what they should want to be testing themselves against. So they've got to relish it, they've got to enjoy it, and try and perform against a very, very good Western side, which will be good. But that's what pre-season's about. You want to be playing high-level teams. You want to be playing teams that are going to ask you questions, and that's when you find out a lot about these players, especially young players. So it'll be good. Good test of character Saturday.
Yeah, any change in approach or different tactics, formations that you're going to look to implement on Saturday?
I think just because of the quality of Western, you've got to be honest with yourselves and admit there will be large spells where we don't have the ball. So straight away you're looking at your defensive shape, you're looking at your organisation without the ball, especially on this pitch. Western will pop the ball around, so we've got to be organised. But we still got to take into the game what we've been working on. We still want to be aggressive in our approach and play on the front foot. So that won't change regardless of who we're playing. We'll keep trying to implement those things, because Glenn and myself and Churchy, we feel very strongly that that's the best way for these young boys to play. Let them play on the front foot and let them be aggressive. So yeah, there'll be a little bit probably without the ball that we'll work on. But definitely we'll try and keep to our principles of what we've embedded so far this pre-season.
Good stuff. And touch wood, no injuries tonight?
No, everyone's fine. Like I said, there'll be a few sore legs, especially the three lads that had to play 90. In all honesty, it's too early for them to be playing 90 minutes. But they've done it. They got through it. We'll assess them on Thursday, and touch wood, they all should be fine.
Thank you very much, Rosie.
Nice one. Cheers, chaps.